My name is Dr. MASIRENDING NJIE. I'm from the Gambia, West Africa. I work in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology as a gynecologist in the Gambia. I work in the government hospital and also do some part-time private practice where we see different patients of gynecology concern and infertility as well. In the Gambia, like most of the African countries or developing countries, we have challenges with infertility as well. And then because we don't have any specialized fertility center in the country, it is usually a challenge and usually seen by the gynecologists, obstetricians and gynecologists to see fertility people. So you can see most of the people who see fertility cases are gynecologists. They are not fertility experts per se. So that is one of the challenges we have. And the other one is because we don't have a IVF center, it's also a challenge in our country. And sometimes, as usual in most of the developing countries, is even basic lab investigations for infertility is sometimes a challenge, especially in the public sector. In the private sector, sometimes they are available, but that becomes expensive for the ordinary citizens of the country. Currently, most of the infertile couples will go and seek an expert's opinion, that is the gynecologist that are going to see them in public and private facilities. And then because of a lot of investigations, as I said, are not usually available, there is a lot of challenge concerning these people. But basically, we do what is available at our level. That is the basic laboratory investigation that we can do to look at the cause of the fertility, which includes, of course, the basic semen analysis for men. For women, we do at least histosalpingography, ultrasound scanning, some vaginal swab examinations. We can do all those things available there. But if, example, the cause of the infertility is bilateral tubal occlusion, where we probably will need an IVF, this is definitely not possible in our country. So basically what we do when we try to do investigations for them, we usually do clomiphene induction for them. That's basically what we do at our level. Looking at the illiteracy statistics in the Gambia is very, very high. And most of the people are not even aware that there is IVF available worldwide and surrogacy and all those things. Most of the people are not even aware of that. When they don't have child, they just believe that, well, it's the work of God, they cannot seek. The other thing is usually a financial challenge, because probably one course of IVF, which is probably cheaper in India, around $4,000 to $5,000, is going to be very difficult for most of the Gambians to afford. So you can see only very few of them will be able to have the financial muscle to go outside to do IVF to support themselves. Actually, like Gambia, like most of the developing countries, there's a lot of social stigma attached to infertility. I mean, we have seen situations when women are divorced because they don't have a child, when women are neglected, abandoned, sent away because they don't have a child. And when you are married in a family and you don't have a child, you have a pressure from all sides, from the husband's side and from your family side. Everybody, at some point people think you are a witch or you are a bad woman, that is why you don't have a child. So it is really a very, very big problem, and there's a lot of social stigma attached to it. I remember one of our patients we saw couldn't have a child with the husband, and she had a lot of attack and violence attack from social attacks from the husband's side. And then when I met them and counseled them very well, said, I mean, this could be both male and female problem. It's better we look at where the problem is. And unfortunately, when we checked them, the man has complete azoospermia. That was a very interesting case. And then eventually the problem was with the man, and they divorced. When they divorced, this woman went and married somewhere, and now already she's having the second child from that married. So we can see in my country, everybody thinks when the woman is not pregnant is the problem with the woman, but actually it could be the man, it could be the woman. And these are something that we're trying to do a lot of advocacy to see that men should also come forward, I mean, to help their women and do these fertility investigations. And one of the things that I'm very surprised or very happy to see in India is most of the couple come together. That is, the man and the woman comes together for the fertility treatment, which is actually a challenge in my country, because most of the men think, I mean, they are already fine, hence they can ejaculate, they think they are fine, they can impregnate, but which actually is not the case. And that's also a very big challenge back home. From our experience, we realize that most of the men, it's very, very difficult to come and seek treatment. I think there is a lot of social culture attached to it, that men think that when the woman knows that you have the problem, she's going to disrespect you, she's not going to honor you, and all those things. So I think that's one of the reasons why men are not coming. I mean, the percentage is very, very high. If you look at the number of men who are willing to come out to investigate and check themselves, it's very, very high. This fertility training program organized by Merck that came through the office of the First Lady of our country is very, very important. As we said, the problem in fertility in the Gambia is not a secret to anybody, and we all know what are the social stigma attached to it. That is why it is important to do such a training. In order for you to do anything in this world, you need to have the experts. So coming to India to do this training, I think is very, very important, because one, I mean, it has improved my knowledge about the investigations, the management and evaluation of infertile couples, the management options that are available worldwide. It has given me that opportunity also to come across. And I think when I go back home, we'll start from there. The basic things that we have learned here, we'll try to do a lot of things back home, and the things that are not there, we'll try to improvise. Except the IVF, which we can't do anything for now, and we're hoping with the help of the government we can set up one center. So basically, I think this is a very, very important training. It has increased my knowledge and understanding of the evaluation of fertile couple. Well, if you look at it in my country at the government level, there is no IVF center per se, and there is no commitment center to say this is dedicated to infertility. As I said, it is a very important training for us, because in anything that you want to do, you want to have the human resources first. Those are the experts. So that's why we are set here to have the understanding of everything that we do here. The fertility training is very, very important. In anything you want to do, you need the human resource first, and that is why capacity building becomes very important. From here, it has already improved our knowledge of evaluation of infertile couple, and even the management of infertile couple really has improved. And based on that, we're trying to implement a lot of things that we learn from here back home when we go home. My advice to everybody who is coming here is just to make sure that you are very serious with the training, especially the first 3 weeks of lectures, which are very, very important. You need to have the theoretical knowledge before you do the practicals. So my advice to them is when they come, let them be very, very serious with the theoretical knowledge, and then the practical also, they'll be serious about it. And I think you will learn a lot of them. We have learned a lot of things here. When we go back, immediately what we're going to do, we're trying to make sure that we set up a place specifically dedicated to infertility, so that basic evaluations, investigations can be done. And then we also try to improve on the management options that are available. We have learned some options that probably we have not been doing back home, but after learning them here, we have realized they are not very difficult to do, and then back home we'll try to do them there as well. Finally, we want to thank Merck Foundation very, very much, because probably without their help we would not have this opportunity. And then we want to thank the First Ladies Foundation back home, which helped us through the Merck Foundation to come to this program. And I think we will thank Merck Foundation very well. On behalf of the government and people of the Gambia, we want to thank Merck Foundation very, very well.